Well, hello, hello. Today we're going to talk about the top things to help you with your mental health and what we've been going through globally as a society has put a lot of stress on us, to say the least. And we have, through the last 30 days through Jumpstart, we have really been experimenting and looking at different things that we can add into our life that create a stronger body, more powerful mind, some supplements, and some things that are have helped us in the journey to be a happier, healthier person. So today, I really hope you have your journal. If not, pause me, go grab your journal, go grab a pen because I'm going to be asking you some questions, and I just want to dive in to what's working for you. Like what has been good the last 30 days, and how can I help you, and how can we work together to create mental health for you, to create joy and happiness no matter what is going on. So let's go ahead and dive in because we've got a lot to go over. The first thing is I just want to tell you that you are made of star stuff. You are part of this beautiful universe, and you were created so special and so unique, and everything about you is something that the world needs desperately. And what the world needs from you is your best version of you. The world needs you to not be super stressed, and the world needs you to feel comforted and loved and know that you're not alone, and able to eat healthy foods and all of these things, because then when you're true you and you're authentic, and you're not worried about what other people are thinking, or really honestly worried about like the basics of like survival, then you're able to actually look at all that star stuff that's available to you in your spirit, in your cells, in your being, and start spreading some amazing stuff in our world. So, for this number one, I'd love for you to write down first, just write down, I made a star stuff, because you are. And then I'd love for you to just hit pause and write down 10 things that you love to do that feel like play. So, when you're doing them, you completely lose track of time. So, maybe it's like gardening or sewing or cooking or sports. Maybe it's riding your bike. Maybe it's swimming. Maybe it's reading a book, getting lost in laying under a tree, letting the sun hit your face. Maybe it's meditation. So these are just some ideas. I'm sure you have plenty. So go ahead and hit pause, and I will take a little sip of tea, and I will see you in just a second. Okay, welcome back. So, the number one, we are looking at all the things that we love to do. Now, my challenge for you for Brick, which is coming up this next month, we're going to do 1 month, is do something that makes you laugh and feels like play every single day. Just one thing. Like for me, I love playing cards with my family. I laugh and we have so much fun. I love taking my dog for a walk, like listing these things that make me happy and then putting them in my schedule and time blocking. So that's number one. Number two is take care of your body. And I'm going to fly through this because there's a lot of things that we've really worked on this whole time through Jumpstart. But number one is what I would love for you to do is write down some of the real foods that you've eaten the last 30 days that have given you vitality and energy and made your body happy. So you can hit pause, or if you already know, like I'm eating more veggies, but write down like what veggies and what felt best in your body, maybe broccoli or eating more greens, and maybe you have better bowel movements. So all of these things are because you're eating just real food, which when you're eating real food, we're happier human beings. We are our mind is not full of like chemicals and toxins and sugar overload, and we're not having all these food hangovers, and we're actually functioning the way we're supposed to be, which is light and happy. So if you want to pause me, pause me. If not, let's move on. So the next is drinking water. I know you're like, oh my gosh, we always talk about drinking water. But what I want you to write down is for the last 30 days, or maybe coming up for Brick, like what are some of the add ons that you can do with your water to make you drink even more water? So for me, and I know that we've talked a lot about like our liquid gold. So I love my teas. I love putting chlorophyll in my water. I love my like warm lemon waters, ginseng, probiotics. I just have like all kinds of fun with my hydration throughout the day. So write down like what are some of your add-ons. Maybe you do infused fruit into your waters, or maybe you just like good old plain water, and just write down like how much water you have been getting the last 30 days, and just make sure it's half your body weight in ounces of water. Okay, so next, exercise. So the whole number two is eat real food, drink water, exercise, and sleep. It's things that we talk about all the time. But what I would love for you to do in your journal today is just write down some adjectives of what exercise makes you feel, because we know exercise is an antidepressant, but we also know sometimes we just don't feel like doing it. And how do you motivate yourself to exercise when you've been stuck in the house, or we don't have our live classes, and Zoom classes are, maybe you've been doing them for a while, but how does exercise make you feel? And what happens like right after you work out, or even sometimes in the middle of exercise? I know it can be irritating and hard, and it can stir up some negative emotions, but in general, we get really proud of ourselves when we exercise. So go ahead and write down some of your favorite feelings that you have when you exercise. Maybe it's self-confidence, um, maybe it's happy, peace. Uh, so go ahead and write down your faves. And then last but not least is sleep. So sleep, if we're going to take care of your body, we have to sleep. And I think right now, and I'm not speaking for everybody, I know sometimes I fall prey to, I don't have to get up as early anymore, so I'll watch Netflix with my husband later, and then I watch TV till I go to bed, and then I don't sleep well. Or maybe it's a glass of wine that's waking you up at 3 a.m. Maybe it is being on our social media or computers or iPhones too late at night and having blue light. So, what I encourage you to do is make a sleep routine and something that you stick by, because sleep is so important for your hormones, for your mental health. If we're not sleeping well, we don't choose the right foods, we don't say the right things to people, we don't create the right relationships. And it's incredibly important to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So, I would love for you to create a nighttime ritual for you. Maybe that's digital sunset, sleeping in a cool room, taking a bath, reading a boring book at night so you fall asleep easily. Yeah, there's so many great things that we can do to really increase our sleep. Be really careful with caffeine. So, caffeine has a half-life. So, you think that caffeine's all the way out of your system, but only half of it is out of your system, and the other half lives on. So, be really careful with the caffeine that we're drinking too. Okay, so number one, you're made of star stuff. List all the fun things. Number two is take care of your body and really reflect on what has worked really well the last days and what maybe we can increase. We're running out of time and I have so many things. So I'm just going to run through them really quick with you, and then we'll dive into each of them later during Brick. So surround yourself with really good people. I know it's hard if you have somebody who's negative in your life. It's very, very hard and almost impossible not to follow suit. And so search out the people that are sunshine in your life. Search out podcasts and books and things that make you feel happy. One of the apps that I love, and I follow a lot of people, is called Insight Timer, and it looks like this. Oh, so it's like a little yogi bowl, Insight Timer, and there's thousands of meditations on there. You can follow great people. It also, there's great things to help you sleep at night. And that like surrounding yourself with good people can be mentors that you follow in a book, like 10% Happier, um, Solve for Happy, like the mathematical equation Solve for Happy. That's one of my favorite books. So, wherever it is, I'm so thankful for you. I'm so thankful that we are together in this crazy world because you do make me happy. I love my Zoom classes with you guys. I love my morning meditations with you guys. And I treasure our friendship. I truly do. So I'm thankful for you and you make me happy. So I hope that I return that favor and just search out those people. And sometimes we have to really cut ties to people who are negative because it's very, very hard to be positive when people are continually negative or talking bad about other people. Okay, so I'm just going to go to five and then I'm going to hit the rest tomorrow. So, number four is to be mentally healthy and happy and stable. We have to stop thinking about ourselves so much. And when we get super stressed, we're really worried about ourselves and what we're going through and how people are affecting us. And the best way to get out of that is find a way to be in service. And I know it's hard right now because we can't go volunteer at all the different places that we're used to volunteering, or there's not as much open, but there's so many ways to be in service of people. You can buy little lemons, or maybe you even have a lemon tree, and you can put them in little bags and put like, here's a little bit of sunshine, love your neighbor, and just walk around and give everybody a lemon or two. There's so many things that we can do to help people. One of my friends, oh, I think it was Amy, from Roseville, they wrote little notes. Do you need help with grocery shopping? Do you need any help? And went and put it, little notes in all of their neighbors' mailboxes. So there's a lot of different ways that we can be helpful to people, even if it's doing a Zoom call with somebody that you know is lonely, asking on Facebook, hey, is anybody lonely? I'd love to do a Zoom call with you. I'd love to sit and talk to you and just, offer a ear to listen. So then the last one, number five, and again, we're going to go over the last five tomorrow, is learning to deal with stress. So this is something that we're either learning to do well or it's accumulating in our body, which is not good for us. So when we're thinking about stress, stress is a totally normal human thing. And when we work out, it's stress on our muscles. When we have jobs, when we have relationships, when we have pandemics, like there's going to be stress in our lives. And the difference between positive stress and negative stress is when we can't let it go. So, like if you can see like a little deer running in the forest, and mountain lion is like, "Jah, I'm going to eat the deer," and the deer, you're the deer, and you're like, "Da!" and all your cortisol's running, and you're like, and you're running as fast as you can, and then you get away. And what do you see the deer first? The first thing they do, they take a big breath and then they go on nibbling their grass. So, but what we do is one person flips us off in driving, or one person is mean to us on social media. It really has nothing to do with you. They're upset themselves, but we hold on to that stress and that negativity all day long, and it makes us sick. We talk about it over and over. We tell everybody about the bad things that happened, and we're holding on to stress, and it's causing us to get sick. It's causing us cancer and all these diseases that are not good for us. So when we're dealing with stress, the Insight app is one of my favorites. There's so many great meditations that we can utilize through there. Hopefully, you're enjoying the meditations that we're doing together, and a couple of supplements that are good for lowering your stress is what I shared when we did the liquid gold, that is this calm. So magnesium is known to help relieve stress and anxiety. And magnesium is one of the top minerals that we are depleted on in the United States. And so this, you can order it anywhere. And, and it is like a relaxing drink that you can drink anytime. It also helps you go to the bathroom, so be careful not to drink too much. But it is very calming, and if you have different, if you have different like issues of, oh, I know what, sorry, I know I lost track of my thoughts. If you have a magnesium deficiency, some of the side effects of that are anxiety and stress and can even run into schizophrenia. So, also, vitamin B complex is really good to de-stress. And then some teas that we talked about also on the liquid gold, but chamomile is a very calming tea. So when you're looking at some herbal teas, maybe research like what are some of the teas like sleep well, like just calming and relaxing teas will also help with that. And then just breathing. So when we do our meditation, like you breathe in for the count of four, let's just do one really quick before we uh, jump off this call. So sit up nice and tall, roll your shoulders down and back. And I've gotten quite good at this. It's called box breathing. Even when I'm in a heated conversation with somebody, or if somebody's upset with me, I'm able to do this box breathing without anybody even knowing. And it calms me down so I can make sure that I'm taking that, which we've talked about, taking that space in between the stimulus and the response before I reactively answer. Or you can do this at work, you can do this anytime that you're feeling stressed. So sit up nice and tall, and you don't always have to close your eyes, but it might be helpful. You just have a light gaze or close your eyes, and then we're going to try to breathe in and out through our nose. So if your nose is stuffy, you can still do it with your mouth, same. But let's take a deep breath in through your nose and try to count to four. When you get to the top of four, hold for a count of four, and then exhale for a count of four. Again, this time visualizing that inhale for the count of four coming down into your diaphragm and even into your back. Hold, and then just consciously release stress. As you blink your eyes open, thank you very much for spending this time with me. I hope it was helpful, as some of the things that we already do, maybe we just need little reminders. I would love it if you share on our VIP page anything that helps you with your mental health, because all of us have different ideas and different things that work for us. So please share your favorite mental health hacks and tips with all of us, and I will see you very soon. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.